Hi guys, I'm Daniele Gottardo and I'm here to discuss what I just played over the track The Parade by Jason Sidwell. I received this track and in the beginning I was thinking to just take a solo, but because the track was a lot of fun, I decided to basically write a little etude. Let's talk about the piece and starting about the harmony that is often very dense and not super easy at the beginning. And the piece starts with a 8-bar phrase that is called a verse. And the first chord is G half diminished. Second is D minor. Then we have a C augmented to C major. Let's just talk about the first 4 bar because there is 4 bars because there is a lot of movement here already. Actually, the first chord seems a little bit unrelated to the D minor, but actually I'm thinking of this G half diminished like an A7 altered in the key of D minor. You can see you take your G half diminished and you put an A as a bass, and we have an A7 flat 13 flat 9. Then I'm starting the first line like that, and here I'm playing notes from the A superlocrian scale, 5 altered of the 1 in D minor. Resolving to the E note, that is the 9th of the D minor, just playing a little bit above the chord, and then over the chord I'm playing a D minor melodic scale, starting from the E, that is the 9th, up an octave. In this way, and I'm landing on the E note, and the E note is also the 3rd of the C augmented triad. And now here there is another strange movement. After the D chord, D minor, you get a C augmented triad resolving to a C major triad. And when I play over chords, I always try to find a strong voice leading, strong movements, and actually I'm thinking really more about an A flat augmented triad, where A flat is the low 6th degree from the key borrowed from the key of C major. Then here we have a cadence, B flat augmented to C major. You can think of this A flat augmented like an F minor major 7, resolved to C major, like a kind of plagal cadence, minor 4 in C major to 1. And basically, in the end of the day, over this chord, you can play different things. Here, I'm just playing. One option is playing the F melodic minor scale, and I play something like that. You can hear the cadence, the movement. Back to C major. Then I was really thinking of F minor moving to C major. And then over the C major is the last chord of the first 4 bar. But then we have again other strange movement. We have a G minor that maybe is the minor 4 back in the key of D minor. Up a minor 3rd to B flat minor, and then we have A half diminished in the key of G minor, D7, and the first 8-bar phrase ends with an E7. Then there is a lot of things going on here. What am I doing? I'm playing. Basically, I'm playing a C major scale up to B flat, that is the minor 3rd of G minor. And then I play a little motif here, the 3rd, the 5th, and 9, and then I move, basically I repeat the motif, the ascending motif, starting outlining a G Dorian, resolving to the minor third of B flat minor. And here I'm doing another little motif, like a ending like that. The line sounds like this. Now we are moving to, in the key of G minor we are, because we have a 2-5 in the key of G minor, A half diminished. And here I'm playing the first 16 note line. I'm playing it. Something like that. Here I'm just trying to outline the changes. Over the half diminished chord, I always think, to make my life easier, I think I play a dominant scale or a mixolydian scale a major third below. Then, if I have A half diminished, I play F mixolydian, still in the key of G minor. And it's a very typical bebop substitution that works really well. Then I play, you can see with the chromatic passing tone that is typical of the F bebop dominant scale. And then I go up with an arpeggio. And then I'm targeting the fifth of the D7, that is the next chord. I play a E flat major 7 arpeggio up, moving down the scale, targeting targeting the A, that is the fifth, and then playing D Phrygian dominant. The E flat becomes a D sharp now because I'm targeting the root of E7, the next chord, that ends the first 8-bar phrase. And then here I'm playing an augmented triad, with a passing tone like that, an E augmented triad, to outline I want to outline an E7 flat 13. It sounds like this. Then the line, the full line now. Now let's talk about the second, is called the pre-chorus, is another 8-bar phrase. We are in the key of A minor now. We have A minor, the one chord. Then we have a B7 with the bass of A, a very nice movement. Like that. We have a G7. Again, we have a pedal point, an A here. G7 with the bass on A. Going back to A minor. Then the second half, A minor, one chord, to the sixth chord, F major 9. Then we have a 2 chord, B half diminished, that it seems that it wants to go to his E7, but not. We go to G sharp 7 to C sharp 7, a very remote tonal area. Let's start to talk. Let's talk about the solo. Here I wanted to play more longer notes, and I'm just playing some bends. For instance, over the first chord A minor, I'm playing just the fifth of the chord, like that, like a long tone, and over the B7, I'm playing the third of the chord, the D sharp. Often you can play another B Phrygian dominant over this chord, but I like to use the C sharp, that makes the sound more sweet, coming from the E melodic minor, if we want to think in terms of scales. Then I do. Something like that. And then we have the G7. Actually, I'm thinking more of D minor in this moment, moving to A, because to me is a stronger cadence, like a kind of a plagal cadence. Then really I'm thinking of D minor, and I play another bend from E flat up to F like that. And now I resolve to the ninth of the chord like that. With the tapping, I bend to E flat up to F, and I do a release with the right hand, fretting at the 17th fret, playing the E note, that is the ninth of the chord, a little bit of upper extension here. And just I play an D minor add 9 arpeggio, descending, resolving to the 5th of A minor. Then I'm really trying to outline the chord as clear as possible, but giving a sense of melody and not just playing arpeggios up and down. Over the A minor, I play this little motif like this. This is a little melodic minor sound over the one chord. I never play the minor 7 over the one chord in the minor key, because it's not very traditional in terms of harmony. We must play the harmonic minor or melodic minor. Then we have at bar number 5 of this section, we have F major 9, really nice chord, Jason, and I'm outlining the ninth of the chord, the G with a big bend like that. A little bit of pentatonic, a little bit of a bluesy sound here against the more bebop and more neoclassical stuff. Then I do from F up to G, and then I go back to basically I'm playing an A minor pentatonic above the F major 9. Something like that. Just without picking the note. Sometimes I really like to play the descending line using only the hammering from nowhere of the left hand. I like this kind of sound. And I'm landing to D. D is the next target tone, the third of B half diminished. And here I play the usual substitution, I think over the B half diminished, a dominant scale or Mixolydian scale down a major third. This scale is a G Mixolydian. And now we are moving to G sharp 7. That is a very remote key area, and I'm trying to voice leading as better as possible, and I'm just doing that. G up to G sharp, approaching by step-wise motion is always the most safe way to approach distant modulation. And here I'm just playing very simple arpeggios. I'm playing G sharp 7 arpeggio over G sharp 7 and C sharp 7 arpeggio, like that. Just some basic shapes. Okay, now finally we are going to the chorus. We have 8 plus 8 bars, and here we are working. The chord progression is a little bit more traditional, and is like a descending cycle of fifth progression. Let me show you. The first part is around the key of F major, that is the relative major of D minor, and we start from D minor, like the 6th chord, then we go to G. Now I'm going up a 4th, but it's the same to going down a 5th actually. If you start from D, the bass can go down a 5th to G, or up a 4th. It's the same root progression. Then the sequence is like D minor to G minor 7, then the same pattern down a scale degree, C7 to F, and then again down a degree. Now we are moving the key of A minor, B half diminished, E7, and now the sequence stops, and we have a 2-5 back to the original chord of D minor. Then we have a E half diminished to A7, very nice harmony. Then again, we can hear this kind of movement in songs like Autumn Leaves, Fly Me to the Moon, and very nice. And actually I'm using a kind of a basic jazz approach here, and the little motif I'm playing, I'm targeting the third of the chords, also called the guide tones, and I'm playing something like that. Something like that. Basically, I'm playing starting on D minor, targeting the third of G, then back to moving to the third of C, and here I'm thinking of C altered. I spice up a little bit the sound with an altered dominant, and I'm playing a simple A major triad that is an enharmonic substitution that works really well to outline a C13 flat 9. I do here A major, and I do resolve it to the third of F, down to the third of B. Yeah, we are in the key of A minor for a second, and then we have a 2-5 in D minor. And here I'm playing arpeggios again, with a little bit of syncopation like this. Playing E half diminished ascending, then resolve it to the third of A, play C diminished 7 arpeggio, resolving to A augmented, to really outline the sound of A7 flat 13 flat 9 that I really like. Then we have diminished and augmented arpeggio. The second 8 bars we have the same harmonic progression, and I have a targeting the third of D, moving to G minor. Here I'm moving up to the 9th, this way, to the third of C, the third of F, and then I do targeting the third again of B half diminished with a bend, and here I'm ending the phrase with a basic pentatonic movement using a D minor pentatonic blues like that. You can see I'm just going down the scale. Now let's move to the solo. The first section of the solo is on the harmony of the verse. Then we have the G half diminished chord to D minor, to C augmented, to C major. I'm starting here with a long bend on the G, the root of the chord. Okay. And then I'm targeting the fifth of the D minor, that is the tonic chord, approaching chromatically from above and from below, like this. And down with a triad. And this is my cadence, okay? This is the first phrase. The second phrase we have, again, the strange harmonic progression, C augmented to C major. Here I'm thinking, I'm using the harmonic major scale that is not a very common scale, but can be very, very melodic. Basically, is a major scale with a low scale degree 6. In C major is like that: C, D, E, F, G, A flat, B, C. And this works very well, resolving to a C major triad. Then I play this line. You can see that I add here and there few chromatic notes to spice up a little bit the sound. I have a chromatic approach to the D note, and I have a chromatic passing tone between E and D natural. again, another chromatic passing tone between E and D, and then I'm resolving to a very basic C major pentatonic over the C major chord. Then I create this strong sense of cadence again. Listen, tension, and resolution, release. And I go up with the major pentatonic of C. And I'm resolving to F. Now the next 4 bars we have C, again we have G minor 7, B minor 7, A are diminished, D7, E7 to A7, a lot of stuff. Then I'm playing G minor 7 arpeggio, and then the B flat minor 7 I really think of like a A superloquium, like that. Because we are in the key of D minor. I'm really thinking of the 5. Resolving to the A note. Now we are in the key of G minor because we have A are diminished moving to D7. And here, again, over the A are diminished, I think of F7 bebop scale, like that. And this is not very, it's more bebop than neoclassical. Playing a E flat major 7 arpeggio with few chromatic passing tones, moving down to the third of D7, that is the next chord. Targeting the F sharp, and then I play a diminished arpeggio down to the third of E7, just voice leading using the thirds of the chord and using chromatic passing tones. D down to the third of E7, and here playing G sharp diminished arpeggio to outline an E7 flat 9 arpeggio chord, and finally resolve it to A7. And now we move to the chorus. We just talked about the harmony. We have a D minor, we have the sequence D minor, G7, G minor 7, C7, F major 7. But now, in the place to outline again all the changes, I'm just playing a pentatonic idea. Because if we exaggerate in outlining every chords, the sound can start to be predictable, you know. It can start to be predictable. Then here I'm just playing more bluesy, like that. Like F major pentatonic blues. And then you have 2-5 in D minor. Here I'm playing the more bebop approach. Over the E F diminished, I use C7 scale. With a little passing tone down to the third of A7, like this. Resolving to D minor, to the third of D minor, again. And then I start a little bit of a sequence now, outlining the changes. Over the G minor I play B flat major 7 arpeggio, resolve it to the third of C, then play a little bit of E diminished, resolving to the third of F, A natural, and moving to the third of B up diminished. And here over B up diminished, again I play the G mixolydian scale, the G bebop dominant, sorry, like that. The chromatic passing tones to spice up a little bit, and then down to the third of E7. A lot of chords here, guys. And then we have EF up diminished to A7, key of D minor, and I play something like Now we have a middle section, it is called the middle 8, that is basically around the D minor chord and the dominant chord A7, and here I wanted to play less of the changes, I wanted to play more pentatonic stuff, and then I'm starting with something like this is like a D minor hexatonic scale, a D minor pentatonic with a second scale degree. Then I do very thinking only about the D minor chord. Then another pentatonic idea, like something like a, and then ending with a bend to the 7, like a. Okay, now we are going to the pre-chorus section, and I'm doing some crazy tapping here. The chords are A minor, then the B7, the bass of A, then we have the G7 back to A. And here I'm playing something like that. Basically I'm playing a C augmented major 7 triad above the A minor 7 group of 7 notes, like that. The last group is 8 notes, trying to fit this line within the bar, you know. And then I'm playing a B7 arpeggio, like that, using this shape and moving up 3 octaves. First octave, second, third, and then moving down. Looks like this. And then, to create again another strong cadence, I'm thinking of E7. Actually, I'm playing a triton substitution of E7 and play B flat 7, flat 5. That is a really nice shape under the fingers. It looks like this. Resolving to A minor add 9 arpeggio. Then a little run within the pentatonic of A minor scale. The previous line I was landing on the 9th, and then using a hammering from nowhere, just playing a descending A minor pentatonic. And then again another A minor pentatonic run, like down to D. And now we are going back to the chorus, and now the solo ends and I resume the same line. I repeat a theme basically, and then I'm doing over G sharp 7 to C sharp 7, same line we did previously, but with a little variation like that. And then we have over the sequence we have and here I did a little variation to end the song. I wanted like an high point, and then I do a bend to the upper C note, like this. Resolving to the 5th of D minor. Like. The harmony in the very end, we have 2 times 2-5, a 2-5 progression in the key of A minor. Then here I'm playing Phrygian dominant. This way, diminished G sharp, fully diminished arpeggio. And here I'm doing a little bit for fun, a little bit of Malmsteen sound like this, listen. Like a little quote, because I think it can work. Then I'm playing a very typical Malmsteen lick and an A minor harmonic with an additional passing note that he uses very often, like a A minor harmonic with a G natural with a minor 7. You can have a very symmetrical fingering here. And then I'm ending the key of D minor. We have E F diminished to A7. I'm ending like that with the same lick that you can hear in the backing track, and just playing at the unison. Okay, guys, this was what was going on my solo. It was a lot of fun doing this, composing a little piece of it. Is a very cool track from Jason, and thank you so much for watching, and see you the next time, guys.